Something is missing here. Whoa! How's it going, guys? Cameron here, Canadian Gamer, back at you with a quick video. Actually, it is a video response to my buddy Old School Turbo Joe. And before we get into that, I just want to mention I finally finished Bayonetta last night, the first game. And it was a blast playing through that game. Had a real good time. I'm going to go into Bayonetta 2 shortly. I picked up this today, and I'm pretty far into it. I'm at the part, still kind of at the beginning of the game, where you have to kind of go out and get a blue flame and bring it back to some furnace. So not quite sure if that's considered far into the game. But let me tell you, with Breath of the Wild, I should do a separate video on video games that leave a bad first impression, because this would be top of the list, right up there with Red Dead Redemption 2. Talk about a slow burn. When you start off the game, your weapons are breaking. It's really intimidating. It's hard to get anywhere. You really got to put a couple of hours into this, and you got to get to the first main village after you find the four temples at the beginning. And you really need to, like I said, give this game a couple of hours before you can get a taste for it. Now I'm having a good time with it. Yes, it is still a bit childish as far as I'm concerned. A lot of the characters don't have voiceovers. They're just giggling like little children. But, the scenery in this game is absolutely breathtaking. I love mountain climbing in general. So when I see Link climbing the mountains in this game, it very much piques my interest as far as hopefully one day climbing a mountain myself. And, I don't care what anybody else has. I find Link in this game doesn't look like a boy, doesn't look like a girl. It looks like it could be either or. And I don't know if Nintendo did that purposely, trying to do a bit of an SJW angle on this game. I don't know. I'm just saying Link doesn't look like a boy in this game, okay? He could be a girl or a boy in this game as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, based on the artistic direction of the main character and the way that the face is sculptured, it's open to interpretation. So we'll leave it at that. So I'm already rambling on. We're 3 minutes into this video already. So let me cut to the skinny, and we'll talk about today's subject. So Turbo Joe, he did a video yesterday giving his review, his impressions on a game that came out on the 24th of April, and that's Predator Hunting Grounds, which was a game developed by a smaller independent company, if I'm not mistaken. And, the issue with this game, not necessarily the game, but we get a lot of these bigger channels out there, like Dreamcast Guy and RGT85, that played this game well in advance when it was in its beta stages. It feels like months ago when those guys were talking about this game. And I didn't see the video of RGT85 talking about this game, but I did see the Dreamcast Guy. I remember watching that video, and he shat all over this game. And I remember him talking about how it was a shame because he enjoyed Friday the 13th, the video game, which was done by the same dev team. But I guess what I'm getting at here, I've talked about this before on the channel months ago, but you cannot take what these guys are saying, with a grain of salt. Nothing that they say can be taken seriously, because these guys are pushing out reviews as fast as possible. They're all about the clicks, and I would take Turbo Joe's word any day of the week over a Dreamcast Guy or an RGT85. Dreamcast Guy, this is the guy that beat Red Dead Redemption in like 48 hours. This is the guy that had the Final Fantasy game, before anybody else in North America had a copy. Like, it's just ridiculous. And, I could give a few examples of lots of games out there that got shit on by the general public, and I played them for myself, and they're fantastic games. One of them, ironically, I think a lot of the professional scores came out were pretty good for this game, but if you talk to anybody else out there, they think it's a shitty game, and that's Max Payne 3, excuse me. Almost said Mad Max. That's another game that I've heard lately is actually really good that got shit on as well was the Mad Max game that came out a couple of years ago. But I said Max Payne 3, while it does sort of veer off the beaten path of the original first two, it's a fantastic game. I beat this game last year. I had a ball with it. So if you hear anybody out there dogging this game, don't listen to them. Go ahead and play it for yourself. It's fantastic. Another one, this one was panned by the critics. Need for Speed Payback. This is, honest to God, one of the best racing games I have played in years. If you just ignore the main storyline and play this game for what it is and just race around, and it takes place in Las Vegas, this is a fantastic game. I don't care what anybody says. I got my money's worth with this game. One of the best racing games on the 8th generation of consoles. And Need for Speed, the new one that came out, Heat, which takes place in Miami. I'm looking forward to trying that as well. But like I said, I don't want to get too far off track. Really, again, I just wanted to talk about how Turbo Joe's video, and I'll leave a link to his video in the pinned comment. He gave glowing reviews regarding this new game that came out. Again, Predator Hunting Grounds. And this is a guy that clearly took the time to play this game. He's not being paid to review it, and he's giving his honest opinion, which again, I can appreciate. And I watched his video, and the more I watched his video, the more the game looks like it's something that I would probably enjoy. So like I said, again, if you're subscribed to any of these bigger channels out there, and look, I had to unsubscribe to Dreamcast Guy recently because he was actually giving me anxiety attacks. I would turn on my YouTube app and I would see a thumbnail from Dreamcast Guy, and his head would be like this, and he'd have a yellow font across the screen, and it was just like a big black cloud of drama, much like a lot of other channels out there. And again, I just couldn't take it, so I had to unsubscribe from that guy. I haven't unsubscribed from a lot of those channels. But like I said, if you're interested in this new Predator game, fuck all those other reviews. Check out Turbo Joe's review, and at least you're getting an honest, unbiased opinion. So that's going to do it. Just a short video, already at the 8-minute mark. Just wanted to do a quick little VR response. Again, talk about how you really got to do your digging around on the internet. When you're looking for, if you're looking for reviews, look for the smaller channels. Don't look at the bigger channels. That's all I'm going to say about that. And for God's sakes, make sure you go out and play these games for yourself. Don't go based on opinions. Play it for yourself. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.